Hello, 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 everybody. Everybody. What's cracking? What's happening? What's going on? How is everybody doing? Guys, people of the sea. Gotta tell you. I analyze couples and reflect my opinion on what I see, guys. I analyze couples all day long. At work, out out and about doing errands. Now I try not to look at them. Like I try not to look at other people. Like whenever I'm in a store or whatnot, I really don't look at other people. However, people talk super loud. So I gotta hear they're talking in my area, like they're talking so loud. And so, I mean, they're not talking to me, but again, they're talking loud. So I analyze couples, and I look at them, and I say to myself, "Dang, I wish someone like me was reasonable and talked to me how couples and relationships work." Because they're all the same, guys. And I had went over a while back on my live stream about jealousy and couples and who's the more dominant one. Like I've sent so many of those. And I gotta say, when I look back and I see myself in a relationship, I'm just gonna talk about myself real quick because I'm gonna be distinguishing people. But I look back and I see to myself, I say, yeah, I was pretty annoyed and toxic at my own relationship because I was scared. I was scared to lose the person that I loved. And I was scared to move on with someone else, and I was scared how I looked. I was scared what was going to happen. Basically, I was scared of everything, of moving, of new relationship or anything like that, of fighting or abandonment, especially abandonment, because I have had abandonment all my life. And so it's like, the person that I love may not love me later. And like all that came through my mind. So I was more like looking at other women, like don't talk to women, don't talk to these girls, because all of a sudden you may like them and then you may not like me anymore. I was that person. So I know, and this is why I'm analyzing how relationships are, because it's like I was in a relationship at a young age, but it did teach me on what I know now. Because what I know now, I'm analyzing. And if someone's young and they analyze relationships before they even go through a relationship, hands down, you got yourself made. So I literally see couples all day long. They have, of course, arguments. Every couple's going to have some sort of disagreement, every couple. And when I see that, I start analyzing it, and I'm like, I see both ways. Now that I've been single for 8+ years, I see it both ways, because I used to only see it my way. When I was in a couple, I only saw it my way. Like, why isn't it this? Why isn't it that? Why are you so obnoxious? And like, I see it in my way. But when I'm out of a relationship and I see and I analyze people, I see it both ways. If somebody's cheating on someone, I'm like, okay, well, why did Frank cheat on you for? Like, were you doing something wrong? Or like, I see it both ways. And then some people are like, they get angry. Some people are like, they get angry because I'm all like, I'm on both of y'all's side because I'm seeing his reality and seeing how bored he is with you. And then it's like, I just see it. I analyze it. I see it. I know when a couple is struggling with their relationship big time. So I know and I can feel it when couples are constantly nagging at each other. And I'm all like, dude, just like it's easy for me to say, very easy for me to say, but it's hard for others because I can understand that. I can understand that. It's easy for me to say, oh, you always have arguments. Just go ahead and break up. It's easy for me to say that because again, I'm not in a relationship, but it's hard for them because they don't realize and they don't have what knowledge I know about that stuff. It is hard to break up sometimes, and a lot of couples. If you have kids, it's even harder. But breaking up, it tears people apart either A, because they're living together, B, because they don't want to separate because they got to live on their own now and they don't know how they're going to pay rent. And like there's a whole list. Either it's all like, I don't want to move out from this place because where am I going to go? We're going to need each other and I can't move out on my own. There's, oh, well, I can't move in with my parents or I have nowhere to go. You know, again, that nowhere to go. And that analyzation where it's all like, yeah, we have kids, we got to stick together. Yeah, okay, you know, all that kid stuff. And it's just like, I see that in them and I'm like, dude, just let it go. Like, again, when I see toxic relationships, I'm just like, look, y'all don't love each other like y'all did anymore. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but you need to get away from him. You need to, and there's a lot of couples too that I've seen that are really toxic, and they're like, the girl needs him, and it's like, no, I need you, baby. I need you to take care of me, blah blah blah. Because the girl's needy. You know, the girls are mostly needy about that. You know, because some men they can take care of themselves. I guarantee you, you leave that man in a heartbeat. I'm pretty sure he can take care of himself. But a woman, they have an abandonment issues like I have had, and it's just like you start realizing it. And yes, it is true. So on with today. Today was a long day for me. It's still going. But today I analyzed this couple. So they walk in and he completely bypasses me. He has this very like feminine girl with him. And he bypasses me because I was like, hello, how can I help you? And then he's like, he looks at the other guy. He says, hey, I'm Jeff. You remember me? Or because he was telling the other guy, because he's like, I called earlier to put a part on hold. And the other guy was all like, who did you speak to? He's like, I thought I spoke to you. He's like, no, you didn't speak to me. It's like, oh, okay, well, you know what? Just give me my part. It's this. So he tells me, the heck is that? My neighbor. So he tells me, hold on. Well, he doesn't tell me, but he tells him, yeah, I just want to go ahead and get my part. So he looks up the year, make, and model, and my coworker goes and grabs the part. And after that, they're sitting there, they're way over there. But I see the type of guy he was because he completely ignored me. So he has a focus on her and doesn't want to disappoint her. So I already analyzed him before he even I analyzed him before he even tried to even look at me. Because he didn't even, he is so mind focused on her to where it's like, I don't want to talk to other women. I want to talk to a man because I don't want to disappoint her. Immediately, I already got those vibes. And it was true. It was right. So after quite some time, my coworker went to go get the items, and they're over there talking over there by themselves, but they're talking out loud. So he says, it always happens to me. Always happens to me. Every time I call somewhere, nobody knows me. And then she goes, "Oh, it must have been someone else, and he must have left or something." And then so he was so focused on that. And then he was like, "Man, baby, I don't want to disappoint you or anything. I'm trying to be the best man for you, okay? So I'm trying to keep my cool, but it's times like this that I get very annoyed because I spoke to someone on the phone, and then all the time when I get here, nobody knows anything." And she's all like, "I understand, but you need to go ahead and focus on what's now." And so she literally was coaching him. And that's what it happens with couples, guys. A lot of the times the men are with these women because they need a coach. They need someone to relax them in that moment, like a therapeutic kind of way. So then he's all like, I know, baby, you always want to be right, and I know. And so he's over here like he's brainwashed, obviously. He's actually brainwashed by females. And I can already tell. I can already tell. So in a relationship, yes, females are supposedly always going to be the right one. The female has to have the last word. The female has to do that. Like when I get into an argument with someone, no matter what it is, I just think in the back of my mind, narcissistic. That's it. So I do not fight and go crazy like I used to before when I was in a relationship. But then I started thinking, yes, that's very narcissistic. That's very toxic. So I'm all like, no, because if I fight back and I say, no, I was right, no, I was right, no, I was right, and if I have to have the last say so, immediately my brain says narcissistic. Because you got to be narcissistic when you're in freaking a toxic relationship. Don't know why. So this guy has his brainwashed by this lady. And this lady, she's Spanish. He's with her because I guess she's Spanish or something. But they told me, well, he passed it over to me because it was like a commercial. So then they came to me and they said he was rolling his eyes all over the place with me. He literally was rolling his eyes all over the place. He's like, because he didn't want to come to me. He didn't want to come to me. He wanted to make sure that he was more dominant side, like, oh, I don't talk to women, I have my own woman, I don't need to talk to women and stuff like that. It happens. I've seen that a lot. And so after that, he says, where is the brake fluid? And I told him the brake fluid is going to be right down that aisle. And then he's like, oh, woman. And then he just literally just says woman. And the lady's right in front of me. And he's like, oh, woman, woman, woman. They always want to boss you around, woman. Literally, that's his words. He just said, woman, woman, woman. I always want to boss you around. So I'm all like, this is my chance. So this is what I did. So I saw she had very straight hair, fine hair, straight hair. So I'm like, you know what? Let's make my move on her, because this is the type of stuff that you don't see every day. So I'm all like, okay, all right, got you. So I look at her and glaze at her, and I say, so are you gonna help him with the car parts? Oh no, I'm not gonna help him with the car parts. And then I told her, I was like, oh really? Well, yeah, you don't want to get your, by the way, your hair looks awesomely nice. Like you have nice, fine hair. I said, do you straighten it? And she's like, yeah, I straighten it. And she's like, I like your hair. And I was like, yeah, I have a little bit of blue tint in there. I said, you would look good with blue tint. Yeah. And then he was coming towards me. Well, he was coming back to the counter. And so I was all like, yeah, you're very pretty. You know that, like, you do your makeup on your own? And I started like, I literally was engaging with her. I like full on like male engaging with her. And then I said, man, you're very pretty. I said, man, you're very pretty. Your eyes are really like literally, I was literally engaging with her. And then he comes in, he's like, he looks at me and looks at her and was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, hi. Yeah, your girlfriend or is she your girlfriend or is she your wife? Well, I don't know, but she's very, very pretty. Just so you know, you got a very pretty girlfriend. And then he's like, well, oh, thank you. And he started looking at me like, what the heck? What the heck just happened here? And it's all like, bruh, because he was that type of person that was worried about me and being a bad reflection against him because he was that type of person that didn't speak to women. Like if there was a woman coworker or worker and all, he would bypass him, just try to find a male because he was that type of person. And I knew he was the type of person. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to hit on your girl. I'm just going to hit on your girl for the fun of it. Because I want to make sure that you're aware that this world is different now. And men and women and women and men, whatever, they could all be together. And the thing is, guys, I've been around men my whole entire life. And I have smooth talk. Like I have smooth talk to talk to women. Like it's not even funny. Like people really think that I'm that lesbian that they're like, oh, you talk to women? It's like, I can talk to women more than you can talk to women. Like, bro. Like, again, I've been raised with males around me. So I practically know what to do, what to say, what not to say. Like, I'm in the in between. And oh my gosh, this video is taking a little bit longer than usual. But hey, we're going for story time here. So, let's see. So then I was just like completely laughing my ass off, like literally in my head and my brain. And I was like trying so hard not to break character because I was in character mode. And if you haven't seen a video where I said sometimes I change my voice at work. Sometimes I have a character, guys, and sometimes I can't snap out of it. Sometimes I want to. Like, I literally should be an actor, literally, because I can act so good, and it could be so surreal. Like the momentum that I had with her was like engagement. It was just crazy. So then after that, um, I said, you know what, you don't look too bad yourself. You look pretty handsome. You look like a great couple. And then he kind of like bashed it up because he needed that umph. And I know he needed that umph because he needed it. I analyzed the couples. So, and I was like, oh, you don't look too bad yourself. You look pretty handsome. I said, y'all two make a great couple. He's like, oh yeah, really? I was like, yeah, really. So after I got through cashing them out, then he came over here. He's like, man, you gave me the best customer service, and let me have a handshake. And he gave me a handshake, and I was like, what the heck? He went from not liking me at all to bypassing me to where it's all like I gave her prompts and I gave him prompts, and they both liked me. It's just crazy. Like I said this my live stream a while back, where it's all like, bro, it's not that hard to get both characters. It's not that hard. I guess because again, I'm in between. Like I see both ways, male or female. I see both ways, and I'm glad. I am so glad I got that in me. Like I really am. But yeah, I mean, I analyze couples and I see couples and I look at them and I analyze them, see what type of couple they are, if they're argumental, if they even want to be with each other, if they even want to be with each other because of the kids. Like forcing each other with the kids, it's just absolutely insane. I can't. I wouldn't be able to because it's all like you're forcing yourself to be in a relationship because the kids. Ugh, that's disgusting. But yeah, just, you know, some days it'd be like that. Some days I could sit back and look at people all the time and be like, look at that. And the older people, when I see like old antique couples, 60, 70 years old, I'm all like, dang, son, like that's a lot. You know, they could have went through a lot. Like my grandma and my grandpa, they went through a lot. So I could imagine, you know. But doing things for kids, I think that's gonna be a separate video. But I mean, just think about it. You know, you if you've been together for 10 years and the kid is like 7 years old, see how many more years to 17. So you're gonna be for another 20, 21 years. Like, can you believe that? So you're telling me you're sticking it out for the kid when you gotta be together for 21 years? You tell like, oh my gosh. Oof, cringe. But yes, I analyze couples and reflect my own opinions. These are my own opinions. This is totally on me. This is just everything I've looked at, and I see couples in a different perspective. I see both ways. I don't know about you, but let me know in the comment section down below. Do you see both ways in couples? Because I do. I analyze couples and reflect my own opinion on what I see. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.